a late night race. I do appreciate that a lot of folks are able to get races in, during the day, but I can't do that.
Morning.
Uh,
Morning.
I'm here, but I got to BRB for 5 minutes. But I just wanted you to know I'm here, so
Y-
I'll be ready.
Got it.
That sure, sure is a
I mean,
start.
oranges is a trading move. Let's see. Well, nothing in Helm. Uh, okay, this is a strange point spread.
Also, Sky, we are actually heard in the stream. You might want to mute us.
How you doing today, everybody? I am Skygoro. I am your restreamer for today. I hope everybody's having a fantastic morning. We have got an amazing race for you guys today. We have got Group Expresso, the 1 seed and 2 seed, Essin versus Zorulda, and this will decide who goes into grand finals and who gets sent down into lower bracket. It's gonna be exciting. I'm taking you guys over to my commentators, Chromos and K-Man. Guys, hope you're having a great day. Tell me all about these guys. Let's hear you guys yap.
Let's hear us yap. Morning, everybody. I am excited to be on comms with Chromos for this one because it is the number 1 seed and the number 2 seed in the winners finals of the Expresso bracket. Expresso bracket? Expresso? I always get laughed at the coffee shop when I call it Expresso, but I suppose here that's actually what it's called, right?
I feel yeah, no, I am very glad to be here as well. I know it's an early time zone for some people, but we got some fantastic runners going out today. Not to mention, we got multiple other races going on today, so this whole entire day is going to be filled with some awesome races. So definitely, if you haven't done so already, grab some water, grab some coffee, grab some food, because we're going to be in it for the long run today. But these guys, though, I think they're going to like speed run the heck out of this randomizer. I'm expecting to see some small times, assuming the seed's a little kind to us. But no, these guys are very talented and know what they're doing, so I'm pumped to see as the timer starts now.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the start here, the start leaves a lot to be desired, to be honest. Diddy in charge, like, is not very useful on its own. Usually you need, like, Peanut or Rocket Barrel for it to even be relevant. Balloon also leaves a lot to be desired, and Oranges maybe. Oranges, at least, like, you can kill cops with it. Like, it has utility, but it's only relevant to, like, 3 checks, so. See both runners heading off here, doing the typical fairy start. I always got to remember, because I come from, like, 4.5. You also have Shockwave, so make sure to hit all those dirt patches as well.
Oh, I love the Shockwave. It's so nice. And it's great for taking out enemies really quickly, too, especially those splats. So I am very thankful as an only Scrubs person right now. I am so thankful for that.
Yeah, so we'll probably be seeing them hit all the Sphere 0 dirt patches here before we get into our initial level. Or your, you hate to pre-charge a Shockwave there and then realize, oh, it's just a null and I don't even care for it. But we'll get a peek here into our level 2. It is Japes. We're gonna need only 1 more golden banana than what we have right now to get into Japes. We have our first hint here. Mushroom insides is foolish. You'll love to see.
There's only 2 enforced anyway, so that's gonna be on the low count.
Yeah, we might not see Forest for a while. It would be wild if Forest is level 1, but that would sometimes be kind of what you like to see, because then you don't have to deal with, like, okay, if the insides are foolish, I might have the decision to not climb the mushroom, but probably more likely Forest is like our level 6 or 7. And an early vine swinging in that entrance item into Factory.
MX Isle's almost dead too. Isle's, and yeah, that's main Isle 1 right there. So whatever the last potion in Isles is, it's not main.
Sorry, did that say main Isle 1 potion?
I believe so.
Oh, then that's just it. That's vines.
Yeah. So we got one other thing in Isle somewhere, and it's either in Creme, Outer Isle, somewhere else. Because we only have 2 Isle checks to do in total.
Yeah. And it looks like Essin has taken a little bit more of a thorough approach checking out Training Ground. I kind of like this with Vine Swinging because you get at least see all the checks and you kind of know whether you need to make a return trip to training and when it's relevant. But Zorulda kind of just opt in, go into your level, just start getting those hints. Pretty interesting divergence here.
Triangle already as well.
Triangle on the block tower splats. That is not our Helm order right now is DK Crank or DK Lanky, so Triangle not relevant for that. Kind of funny that we need the entire end game is filled with Kongs that we don't start with.
Yeah.
So everyone's gonna be needed here.
Alright, now that we got the Isles, Dirt Patches, and Cranky all sorted out, we're going to be going back into level 1, which is Once Again Factory. I am excited to see if there's going to go into the same direction. I know you got that big junction right when you enter the level, if you want to go left and right. I'm more partial about going right myself, but what are your thoughts on that?
Oh, I'm sort of 100%. Ooh, early baboon blast. Sorry.
Okay.
Myself.
No, that's fantastic.
You'll love that. That is needed for our fight. DK fight just completely resolved. But I am kind of the idea that unless you start with DK or Chunky, it's almost always better. And if factory is level 1, I think that's the only condition I go production first for the money. But otherwise, I think testing first, it just routes a lot cleaner. Dropping into storage and then just doing a quick, like sort of left into production and then ending in arcade. It's sort of like the bread and butter route I use whenever I get this level.
Okay.
I think DK Chunky for the money might be the only reason I would consider going production first.
Yeah, if I'm doing a full sweep of the level, I usually like ending up scaling the production, and then I just quit to aisles from there with that little Kasplat on the side, just hovering over everything.
Yeah, I missed it on the Zorulda's pass, but it looks like there is a clear potion in the Tiny Mini by Arcade. So that looked to be a clear potion. We'll see if we come across Mini Monkey if it ends up being relevant. Could be a bait vial. Jape Shops to key 2. And we got... Oh, well, there is our Mini Monkey. Okay. Probably likely that could just be a training move in the Mini by Arcade.
It does scare me when we got all these kind of early training checks, though, especially if that leads to barrels for some reason. We might have some early bosses as well.
That is true. The earlier you get your barrels, the earlier bosses kind of show up there. We got Cave Shops to key 5. I don't think I got the hint in R&D. I'm hoping Essin sort of takes a glance at it and I can get a second shot at it.
Because, yeah, right now it's like we're just buying all of our keys. We don't got to find any of them. They're all cranky, funky candy. They done all the work for us. We just got to buy it off them.
That's true. We haven't really seen any complicated paths here. Stormy Tunnel to 4, another just solo key path. And third melon. It wasn't even a training move. All right, the seed said it was a little too easy for these guys. Couldn't make it that easy.
But if you get Mini Monkey right there while you're still in factory, you have to check those checks. There's no way you wouldn't go back to just like at least glance at it real quick when you're missing all of your training moves outside of vines and oranges. Like diving and barrels, those are gonna be big.
100%. I thought that was gonna be a training move, but no, can't be right on all of them, I guess.
Another key.
Oh, another key.
Another shop key.
It looks like Lanky buys a key on Cranky.
So that has to be 6 or 7.
You're right, because the other keys have been hinted. So
this is the key run.
Yeah, so far all of our keys seem to be pretty easy. The only possible hiccup is if key 4 is locked by Coconut, but other than that scenario, keys are looking to be on sale. They seem to be more or less pretty available. I'm trying to remember. There were only 2 GBs. It's kind of surprising to have like such a low B locker to level 2 when factories are level 1. There tends to be a lot you can do in factory, especially getting mini.
Yeah, there's a lot of checks you can circumvent, like Zorulda is explaining to us immediately going through this DK Crusher.
Yeah, a lot more painful in-game than it is to actually just play the game and go through Crusher, but yeah, if you have... this is pretty easy with Diddy or Chunky. Just with well-timed sort of mid-air attacks, they get a lot of lateral movements, and that sort of lets you go against the conveyor belt and just sort of damage your way through. Plus, you know, that third melon, maybe it has more use than we're giving it credit for.
Put to use, yeah. It'd be on 1 health right now if it wasn't for that.
But I think the interesting thing will be if either Zorulda or Essin decide to take that Mini Monkey back into R&D to go check the car race. If you're super thorough in the first level, or if you just decide, I have my GBs, let me just push forward to the second level.
Yeah, I think they're kind of in the go mode with that. We are still missing a lot in factory, so that is kind of a little scary. But I think it's good to check out what we got going on with Japes too, especially if Japes has both our 2nd and 4th key. It might be worth the gander.
Yeah, and plus, I like just pushing forward to your hints, getting into your 2nd level. It might tell you, like, it kind of sucks when you get an R&D. Like, if you go to Japes and it's like, oh, go back to R&D, you better do that car race. But it also kind of sucks when you have to take the whole trek back up to R&D, feel like you're doing your chores, and then you talk to the car. He's like, I've got a banana medal for you. And it's like, well, okay, great. Thanks.
I am thankful for the scrub settings. We don't got any of those races in place.
Oh,
so
that's right.
we're safe there.
That's right. I'd be losing time.
Yeah. I know
Making
you
the
guys have been
interesting
training
choice
hard
in-
with 4.5.
Yeah, sorry. I've been playing so much of that, I kind of forget that. That counts as a race. And essin not climbing up to get the castle shop's path to Chunky hints. That one's gonna be interesting.
They really want us to spend money.
Yeah, so far it's just been shops, shops, shops. Oh, okay. James
boss.
Boss defeated.
We got a
Way
boss.
Lord.
Let's go.
Boss alert.
So that means barrels has to be either here or back in factory.
It could also be that this is Puff Toss or Cutout. That also
Oh,
likes
you're
to
right,
happen
yeah.
in SLO.
That is
So
pretty
it-
niche, yeah.
In level 3, you are guaranteed that you're gonna have barrels by then, so if it was a level 3 boss, then you're like, yeah, I should probably find barrels. Level 2, you could probably take the gamble that it might not be a barrels boss. Or I would at least check. But I'm not really sure what we'll find on Jape's boss. Like, it's not key 2 hinted, and it's not key 4 hinted either, so I don't think we have a good idea what's there yet.
There's a few areas as well in here that could lock us out, such as if it's the door behind the feather locks in the Stormy Tunnel, or if it's behind Coconut with like the Ramby area. So there are some areas that we could be locked out right now if we don't find the appropriate item to go with it.
That is true. Kind of one of the funny things about SLO. You are guaranteed the CBs and the items to beat the boss, but for some reason, I don't know why, you're not guaranteed actual access to your TNS store. So it is possible we have to go to level 3 to actually get, like, Peanut, for example, to get into... Well, actually, did Zorulda pick up Peanut somewhere?
Oh, whoa. How did I miss that? What? Okay.
Top of Prodka Splat, thank you. Yeah, not climbing production, possibly going to be haunting Essin here because Peanut and Japes is pretty good. Plus, knowing that Japes' Tiny Beehive is way of the board is also good info.
That's a super out of the way kind of check that you really don't want to check unless you have everything into your capabilities of going over there. But also, boss might be there, but that does mean we're missing a feather somewhere.
Well, Zorulda has seen that the TNS store is not behind Peanut, so that's good. But a clear vial needing Diddy's help.
Oh
That
no,
does
you
mean
need
that
peanuts again!
Yeah. Like I said, Peanut is really helpful in Japes, so that is a great pickup for Zorulda, and that might just start compounding here. Hopefully, like, the best thing for Essin is going to be if he is basically, like, stopped by the seed to say, go get your Peanut before you do anything else. So if he finds key 2 here, it might be, you might actually, if you're an Essin fan, you might hope that key 2 is actually locked by Coconut, so that he's kind of forced to go back and find Peanuts. But
I
if
think
key 2 is here,
just
he
directly
might...
in the shop there. Yeah.
Is key 2? Oh, key 2 was the Jape shops. Oh, I was mixing
Yeah.
that up with key 4. Sorry, they're all solo path keys. They get mixed up in my brain. But yeah, that could mean that's just longer and longer as it goes without key 2, which would be bad.
Yeah, and we did get one more hint as well on the top of the right side by the hillside. And that was Aztec Dirt Oasis is away with the Horde. So we're going to need to go to Aztec eventually as well to get that going.
Yep, just another Sphere 0 though. Not seeming like the seed is willing to throw us. I mean, Jape's boss, I guess I should give it credit for that. That's sort of like the only curveball the seed has really thrown us so far.
And we haven't found it yet, so it looks like it might be in one of those 2 areas I was speculating about previously.
You are probably right. So that means that we will have to come back later to go deal with the Jape's boss.
Zorulda is freeing Diddy with Diddy as we speak though, so we're gonna see what that white potion is, as well as what the surprise other reward behind that potion is, because we do get one more that's kind of hidden. It's not quite shown with Diddy, so we always gotta be cautious. That might be something important.
Yeah, it's the only free Kong reward that is just not physically there. The other Kongs have. Actually, I don't think Chunky has his reward with him, but
I
Tiny
believe
and
that's
Lanky
correct, yeah.
do. Yeah. You gotta remember there is a third thing there. But
And both of them got the pearl on the dirt side too. So if we had to go to get Galleon to check out the mermaid, we got that ready to go.
yeah, wiping sweat off my brow. We're not gonna deal with a.
Oh no!
Ooh.
Oh, diving. That's not good for Essin.
Well, it's double-edged here. So on one hand, that's a really good move. On the other hand, Essin is probably going to be forced to find Peanut and get that, like, within these first 3 levels. So you're probably not leaving your first 3 levels without diving.
Yeah. Oh, not even
That
a peek to
is-
see.
That was the Diddy Kong cage. Okay. We can take a peek here at level 3. It is Aztec.
Okay.
Here we go, finally. Llama Temple.
Llama Temple.
The 4-8 Chunky. Well, we already got our blast, so we should, once we find DK, well, it's actually kind of surprising we haven't had a Kong hint yet.
Yeah, but thankfully Essin had enough exactly 10 golden bananas needed to open up that blocker.
Yeah, you'll love to see that when you have exactly the right amount of GBs. You did the exact right amount of work that you needed to do. No more, no less.
And so
But
we're checking
this
out
is
that
sort of what-
13 right now.
This is sort of what happens when you have one person who gets like a very important item that lets you do a lot more in earlier levels and another person who doesn't. The other person just gets to like rush through everything. So like Essin's already gonna be an Aztec, but Zorulda has a lot more work to do in Japes with that peanut that he's picked up.
Yeah, I definitely realized that with the kind of like the double-edged sword I was just talking about, where yes, you don't have access to it, and yes, it will be important at one point, but now there's so many more checks open to you. It's your choice if you want to be thorough or not. Whereas, like you said, they're now beelining through the level, getting a lot more hints, getting a lot more information, and it just all depends on the seed at that point, which path it would be the more efficient, quicker way to go.
Yeah, the one sort of annoying thing here for Essin is that you have Featherbow, so that could be your TNS portal. We also have Japes' Tiny Beehive hinted, so he might just go back to Japes before going back to Factory to go get Peanut. It will be, I don't know, it'll be interesting. I'm still
It's
trying to
gonna be a
figure out
lot
what's
of
going to
back
be,
and forth.
yeah. I'm still trying to figure out what is going to be on the Japes boss. I still don't really have a good idea.
I mean, it could be anything at this point. I guess Mad Jack is the only one that I would toss out of the way without any kind of twirl access. A second pearl, okay.
Second Pearl. I guess Pearl. They heard our complaints about Pearl casinos. And C was just like, you know what? I don't want to deal with that. Here, just have like 3 or 4 pearls.
Yeah, we got
Fall on
two,
your
you know.
face.
And like, buy one, get one, give one to Mermaid, you get to keep one for free. Good deal.
But Zorulda, after all that extra checking, is finally gonna also find himself in Aztec. Is up Peanut, up diving? Now, diving is not gonna be relevant yet unless well, we don't have DK to open the Llama Temple. So I guess even if it was like the free Lanky item, we still cannot get into Llama Temple.
We do have
we are
Blastos.
We are guaranteed a third Kong by our 3 levels, so I wouldn't be surprised if DK just kind of randomly shows up. Especially, like, one of the hard things about just having your keys, like, freely available is that allows Kong hints to kind of be placed in later levels because the hint system just simply goes, well, if you could theoretically get to this level without this Kong, then I can place the hint there. So, that is possibly telling, or maybe we're going to have to find our Kongs without much help.
Yeah, and we do kind of sadly have a lot of checks open to us. Oh, what would that hint say?
I think that one was a hint. I do not remember what it said.
That was really fast, yeah. But yeah, like I was saying, we have a lot of checks open to us right now. Because we got 2 different guns right now. So we got 5-door as well as the tiny
Oh.
temple that we're seeing right here.
Thank you, chat has our back. It was Factory Kasplatful Arcade was WAF for Mini, which we already know Mini is WAF because of the Jape's Tiny Beehive WAF. And yeah, once again, sort of like this stuff sort of compounding into further advantages. Zorulda has access to Tiny Temple by having... Oh, well, actually, Essin did pick up Featherbow, so he also would have had access. And it looks like that is a green potion on the Diddy Kong cage, or Tiny Kong cage.
Essin doesn't have access to it without diving quite yet.
That is true, okay. I believe that was Aztec and Forest for our slams. So yeah, that peanut advantage is just sort of compounding further and further. We'll see what green potion this is. If it's pineapple is the best bet for Essin, because that is the only green potion we don't know we need. Every other green potion we do need, and we've already seen triangle, so it can't be triangle. It is Hunky Chunky, okay. So that is in Tiny Kong's cage. That it does technically require peanuts, logically, but because you can kind of get yourself in... Well, we're going to require peanuts anyway for the diving. So, but for path implications, it would technically require peanut to get Diddy into Tiny Temple. It doesn't consider tag anywhere, so you can't just say, well, I could get in there with Tiny's Featherbow and then switch to Diddy. It doesn't consider that.
Yeah, it is, like you said, a nice skip, but if you're going in logic order, the game has to do it in that case. So that's a good hint saying, hey, I am actually going to be required to have the peanuts and, I guess, diving in charge to get access to that.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, you need dive to even know there's something there, so... Essin's gonna be a little in the dark here, for where that green potion may be. But,
yeah, he even double-checked the fairy feather gate just to make sure. It was just a banana medal, but it's like, okay, I just gotta be sure. I'm missing something, and so he's going to factory now. Hopefully he can see what he did.
Yeah, maybe he's got on his mind that he skipped production here? No, he's going back to testing. Maybe to do dartboard? I mean, dartboard is pretty good for density. I mean, you got Mini and Featherbow, that's kind of nice.
I'm getting 2 checks off it.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised he didn't decide to go to Japes, because we do have the Beehive Wath, and that is now in Logic with Mini and Feather. Not to mention, the TNS store for Japes boss could be there, and I would personally just like to see what boss am I going to have to deal with. Is it a Barrels boss, or is it just going to be, like, Sphere Zero, Puff Toss, or Cutout?
Yeah, it looks the more both of these runners are going, and then like the more information that we get from both of them at the same time, which again, super nice for us. We have this like step back perspective on both their hints and their paths. Since none of them have really seen barrels yet, it does look like it's one of those two, but we won't know for certain. Especially since we do have the Jape's Tiny Hive as the way of the Horde. That could easily be our barrels.
That could. If that is barrels, then that does confirm the Japes boss is not barrel locked, because that would require a move from the 3rd level for that Featherbow.
Oh, I got you. Okay, you're right.
Interesting. Strong Kong on the dartboard. Fun to find an item, but that's probably the least fun item to find. A lot of Strong Kong checks you can kind of just damage boost your way through. But put that on the dartboard there. But I would expect once Zorulda's done with Aztec, he's probably just going to go back to Japes to get that Beehive and the boss. Although he does have diving, he does have the capability to push forward to level 4, but with your 3rd Kong being guaranteed in your first 3 levels, I'm really suspicious that maybe DK is on Japes' boss. I know we don't have a hint for him yet, we don't have any free Kong hints yet, but like that Kong has to show up somewhere. Oh, that's... So, Essin missed this hint. Chunky can be bought in Castle. So... That means Chunky is not in our first 3 levels. So that basically leaves it to Lanky and DK. I'm leaning towards DK because of the Llama Temple before 8 and Chunky.
That's what it's sounding like. I think you're right on that path, yeah. God, yeah, it feels bad. I feel like you could go to level 4 if you're Zorulda right now with the diving, but that's 2 Way of the Horde that we know that we need. So I think I'd personally go to Japes and see what's up there.
Yeah, I would too. I think that's the right play here. Essin, unfortunately, leaving factory, has yet to climb production. But, I mean, without diving, he's not going to be getting that far. So, we'll see. And, you know, if our theory is right, and, like, let's say this is DK, he could be forced to go to factory of DK, then that might pull something, maybe. Although we only have Blast and Strong Kong, so it'd have to be something on the Blast course, but that would be like the one saving grace about this whole peanut fiasco for Essin here.
I know
is
Zorulda
DK
did the
pulls
Crusher. I don't think Essin did, to my knowledge. So maybe he'll go back for that, at least if it's DK.
something. Yeah.
I love me some boss checking, so I am really excited to see. Assuming this is the boss and it's not coconut locked.
Yeah,
the upper Ramby check.
Fun thing, if you kind of see up your camera at the gate, you can tell if there are TNS numbers. Okay, we can see them here. But that's one quick way, if you don't have Featherbow, to know if your Tropfenscoff door is locked behind Featherbow. But
That's funny.
when you have Featherbow, just
the
go
actual gate.
through. Yeah. You can peek some checks. I think the stump, you need Sniper if you want to peek that from that gate. But we have our Tropfenscoff door here. Obviously, we're going to go in. Hinted Way of the Horde. Let's see what boss we've got.
Let's see, 48 is still a pretty decent amount for level 1.
Diddy can definitely get his medal. And Tiny with Mini Monkey can...
Yeah, he doesn't even have enough.
Ooh. I mean, he just needs to leave and go through one of those little logs, to be honest. So, should be possible. Although that is a little surprise. I think because TNS guarantees you can get the colored bananas before needing items from later levels, it is a little surprising that it's that high without the use of Featherbow. Because I'm not really sure what CB's Tiny could really get. She's got like 5 in the Stormy Tunnel on that tree near Cranky's. There's technically 2 you can get before you need to hit the Ramby gate, so I guess there's 7 there. So can Diddy collect like 41 CBs? That might be possible. You know what? With Peanut, that's absolutely possible. So, yeah. In fact, I think Diddy could just straight up get all those
Just
CBs
solo
on
it.
his own. Yeah, just solo it.
Oh yeah, that's what
So,
and the banana medal.
Yeah, this is definitely something that you cannot read while doing the race, but if you're like us in an air-conditioned room sipping on, you know, pina coladas or whatever, you might be able to figure out that maybe I'm missing another item if the V-Lock or the Tropfenscoff door is this high because I wouldn't have had access to Featherbow. But that is a very difficult read. I would not be surprised if either runner pays attention to that.
So we're doing the Hive first, or... Okay, it looks like Hive first.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping for some double boss action, just like High 5 in a boss arena.
You wish. It is a tiny potion.
Oh.
Interesting. That's not what I was expecting.
No.
I mean, it is possible. I guess maybe our Kong could be in Beehive? And it is just Puff Toss, so this is just a simple Sphere Zero, but I'm not really sure what we'll find here. It could just be Monkey Port. That would be an easy lost explanation. But yeah, pretty interesting to get it this early.
I guess we'll see what this other way of the Horde is while we have that Puff Toss pouch going on in the other ring. I know if you have Sniper here, you can take a little peek at the reward beforehand.
Yep.
It is a Kong.
Yeah, that is our DK. Kind of felt like he had to come here at some point, so he finally shows his mug, pick up Donkey Kong, and I'm sure both runners will be leaving with both DK and whatever this purple potion ends up being.
Let's see, yeah.
Beehive out of the way. Dude, every time I fight, I don't know about you. Every time I fight Puff Toss, I always think in the back of my mind, man, I should learn where these like stars spawn, because they always spawn in the same spot. But you fight Puff Toss so infrequently that every time you're like, man, I should have memorized like where these stars are. I'll put that on my to-do list to actually memorize that. And then you never fight Puff Toss for like another 3 weeks. So
I didn't even realize that was I assumed it was kind of like randomly tossed in there. And my first question to that would have been, oh, what's your like frame of reference? But I'm actually seeing now the walls are color coded, so you could correspond the color to exactly where to go if that is the case, or it's predetermined. So that's actually a big deal, yeah.
yeah. The last phase I remember because the middle 2 and last 2 stars spawn basically on top of each other. That's basically the only phase I remember. But technically, all the
circle.
Yeah. I know Balam has some like Puff Toss star viewer, but it requires some URL that I can just never remember finding. That is our saxophone. We actually don't know why we need that. I don't believe. Tiny is not needed for Helm. So that's going to be sort of a question mark. Why do we need saxophone?
Yeah, I don't think we have anything.
Oh, you know what?
Right
Oh wait, no, we started with oranges. I was about to have like a brain blast moment here. The beehive is technically an either or, so you need your feather, your feather bow, and your mini monkey. You do technically need one of oranges or saxophone to kill the enemies. I think like because the enemies are so big and they cause so much problems that the devs just decided, okay, we'll make sure you have either oranges or saxophone to deal with them.
Oh. Okay.
However, we did start with oranges, so that cannot be the reason saxophone's required.
So yeah, they wouldn't give us a way at the horde if that was the case then, because we already had something to give us access to it.
Yeah. So it has to be for another reason.
So yeah, both of them thinking now, what am I using this saxophone for?
Yeah. Zorulda deciding to go back to training. He hasn't been in training yet, so I guess he's just sort of doing a pass here. Although he should know well, I guess you don't know if there are Kongs or keys or shopkeep. Well, we have all the shopkeepers. You don't know if there are Kongs or keys in aisles after the scouring, but you do know there are no more potions.
Yeah,
so he's just
so
gonna
I
pick
guess
up
it is a
some quick
possibility.
here.
You do get some coins with DK2 and that other dirt patch. So it's nice taking a little bit of a gander.
Yeah, a little starter fun for DK. But the nice thing is Zorulda basically, unless he wants to find barrel throwing, which you can kind of take it or leave it. We don't really know if we need barrel throwing or not. But you could just decide, I've got my diving, I got my vine swinging, I got my first 3 Kongs. Let me just, push forward to level 4, just see what it is. And get my hints from level 4, because the items I'm going to get there are not going to really confuse me for getting my first 3, my guaranteed items in my first 3 levels. It'll be interesting, but he decides to do probably the same decision what Essin's doing, which is going into Llama Temple for this 4, 8, and chunky item. I cannot blame him.
And I could be incorrect on this. Within the Llama Temple, the pad used to free the Kong, is that a completely random pad? Or like for the instrument, what it could be? Or is it
yes, for the free lanky item, it's a random Kong's instrument and gun. It'll be,
could that be our sax?
You know what? I don't hate that read. That's actually probably a good idea. That could be why sax is needed.
So yeah, that would also need diving as well, though, sadly, for Essin.
Yeah, that would be pretty rough. We'll see if Essin knows the peak. There's a peak you can do in Llama Temple to see what's in that cage. Basically, well, there are a couple of ways to do the peak, but it's a good way if you don't have diving to just make sure you kind of clear out what you can find. But you are right, he doesn't have diving, so this lack of diving is sort of catching up to him. But we'll see if he decides to even peek what the instrument pad is. Oh, but there is a potion on the kissing snakes. And looks like that's a triangle pad, so close.
Oh, wow.
But not quite our saxophone usage. That was a good idea. I liked it.
Castle. Oh, thank you. You know Chunky is in Castle, so we would need Castle if that turns out to be our Llama Temple hints. But with that potion hovering over there, it's looking more so like that.
Yeah, and my guess is that this potion's probably coconut. The key 4 part of the Llama Temple path matches up pretty well with Stormy Tunnel. And I am fairly certain, I think Zorulda at the very least would have picked it up if Key 4 was just on the lanky slope barrel. So the only remaining checks are locked by Coconut, so I'm guessing it's Coconut in here. Or Coconut could just be there and the lanky part is
hi.
just... It's there to fool us, I guess.
Wait, I didn't see a check mark, did I?
I mean, we'll see it on Essen's side here. I think I saw the check mark. There is the check
Okay,
mark.
there is. Okay, so it is that one.
So
Wow, that means that could be bait. That's a little scary.
yeah, you definitely write it down and you say, well, if Llama Temple gets hinted again, I know it's there. But yeah, definitely no guarantees on what that potion is. There is testing the 4A chunky DK.
It's a big hint. All right.
Yeah, we got our... That's just our blast. And that just is because of the Llama Temple. So that's just blast, and that's already kind of covered. We do have our castle as our level 4, so that does mean that we're probably going to go in just to go purchase Chunky. Probably be the best idea. Meanwhile, Essen's gotta kind of figure out to climb production. I don't blame, like, kind of just going through all these sort of odds and ends checks, but yeah, without diving, he's
Yeah.
gonna kind of be a
I
little
saw
stuck.
right before he entered the cave too. He still hasn't looked at that funky hint right there. Oh, now he's going to it. Oh no!
Oh,
Don't look
no.
back!
So,
Oh, yeah,
like,
good,
fun little
turtle flip
fact.
as well.
Yeah, fun little fact. If you didn't play before 4.0 came out, I think it was 4.0 that introduced it. There are now big check marks on hint doors that you've actually visited. So it's really important to like pay attention to that, because sometimes you'll see a wrinkly door without a check and you're like, oh, I thought I hit that. And then turns out, no, you didn't. I mean, out of all the hints to be missing, I don't think Chunky's found in a shop in Castle is that terrible. Because you're going to see all the shops. You're going to probably see Chunky there. So I don't think it's the worst thing to
It'll be pretty in your
miss
face,
that
yeah.
one. Yeah. As opposed to, not finding the peanut in production. That's definitely like the harder thing to piece together here.
Now he has Coconut though, so he's gonna be banking on that to try to save him.
Yeah, I mean, Coconut and Japes is pretty good. I like picking up the metal here. It's just super quick with Coconut. Like, it's almost kind of hard not to get DK's metal while just hanging around in Japes with Coconut. Plus, it's an extra hint door. Maybe this hint door will sort of tell him, hey, go back to that production, Kasplat. Cave's helm is foolish. Love to see that. We're gonna see if Cranky has our Chunky here. We also have a Castle Shops to Chunky phase, which is pretty interesting. That can't be Gorilla Gone, so it seems like, you know, on the back end, we're gonna figure out that Punch does nothing this seed, because we already found Hunky Chunky. Or at least Zorulda has
Outside of
found
the
Hunky Chunky.
K rule.
Wow, thank you, game, for telling us where Vines was. Literally in our way from getting to level 1. That was a very important hint, though. Thank you, thank you. All right, and that's the hint that Zorul doesn't have so far, which is just Lanky's in the shop in caves. And key 4 on the crate.
Cool, and yeah, that's an easy one we got a hint for, so I know Zruda will go back for that eventually, but I do think I like this plan of going to Castle first and see what's all happening around here.
Yeah, I think with Lanky being in caves, that does confirm caves is our level 5. So even though, like, you don't have diving, unless you have, like, a really good idea of, like, where you're going to find diving, I might even think about seeing if you can push into level 5. Just because, like, just continually get more information, get hints. Although they are coming back to factory, so that could be a hint as to I have not climbed production yet. And it looks like Chunky was on Castle Candy Ditty.
So yeah, we got a few coconut checks as well as the strong Kong check that Essin could check out over here. So I'm kind of eager to see if he's going to be able to climb factory. Oh, he's going to do the peak.
Oh yeah, and this is gonna tell him he needs to climb production, so he will be back on the right track here. Red potion.
Yeah.
Gotta make the climb. You get him peanut, and then he'll know that he can do the. It was at least the actual item you can see in the free Diddy item, so he knows that there is a clear file there.
Yeah, we're right on track now.
Yep. Meanwhile, Zorulda just doing the rounds in fact in not factory in castle. That's the name of the level. Doing our favorite donkey puzzle. Everyone loves face puzzle. You don't hate it when you see like 6 tiles that are chunky and each one takes like 3 butt slams to get it to DK. That doesn't just fill you with dread.
A melon.
Yeah. For a melon, and you already feel 5 minutes behind because you made a mistake, and you're like, oh my god, I'm doing everything wrong.
Oh.
None of my opponents are doing this, even though everyone's doing it. But yeah, my guess is that Funky's just gonna sell us. Well, is Funky just gonna sell us Punch? I guess Funky could just sell us Punch straight up, and then we know that Punch is just not useful. Although Punch is good for GBs.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of like easy punk checks we can get. There's like some factory ones. Oh, charge right there.
That's a hint Essin needs. Although that is pretty interesting for Zorulda because that might mean Hunky is to 8. Which is pretty interesting. Because charge is not used for a lot of checks. Unless charge also gets us, like, trombone. I don't know. It'll be interesting. I bet you Zorulda will probably also do Diddy Crypt here. Off that hint. Essin getting the word that...
get the gong in Aztec. I think that's another one they're missing out. Ooh.
I think I saw Zorulda doing gongs. I don't think it had anything.
Punch. There it is. You called it.
Yeah, there is indeed our punch. It had to be punch because it wasn't the key 8, and Gorilla Gone is always the key 8. So I guess it could have been something weird that leads to punch. And there is our donkey hint. That's
that's all the Kong hints out the way.
Yeah, we now know where all of our Kongs are.
We're going back to the Japes.
He has not picked up key 4 yet.
And then, unless I'm misreading, there's still one more thing we're missing in Japes, right?
Let's see. Zorulda has 2 points left. Key 4 is going to be one of the points.
Yeah, so we're still missing one thing.
Yeah, let me do any counting on my end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Have we gotten 6 things? Diving vines, key 2, key 4.
I have key 2 and 4, donk sacks, and diving.
Yeah, I did a control F for Japes, and I forgot vines is, quote, aisles, Japes, lobby entrance item, so it was highlighted. But yes, we've only gotten 5 items in Japes. So there is 1 looming item left in Japes. Not sure if it's important or not, but I probably wouldn't spend extra time here. We have no reason to believe it's needed right now.
Yeah. It's just definitely scary in the end game where you're just like, oh, I'm just missing key 7, and you have 1 check left in every level, and that's when the panic starts setting in. True,
yeah. It's not all over till we haven't even gotten a key 7 hint yet, so it's definitely a scary thought in the back, but you just kind of have to push through and just hope that the hints lead you the right way and that they aren't gonna leave you out and dry. It happens sometimes, but
yeah, it does happen sometimes. I see in the chat right now that it's some people feel called out with that, and yeah, it does sadly like 100% checks do happen. But
look, it's fine.
Through those is insane, yeah.
I'm sorry if the hints didn't lead you right. You just weren't chosen by the hint lords above. You were not deemed worthy. Zorulda confirming it is Cade's level 5. It had to be because Lanky's here, and you're guaranteed your 5 Kongs by your 5 levels. Igloo to 8 and Chunky. That's interesting because our Coconut is to 8 and Chunky. So either Coconut leads us to an instrument, or we're going to find something in Igloo that combines with Coconut.
So let's see, what have we gotten with Coconut so far? We got Key 4. That doesn't
Key 4 and
quite
that's
matter. What was in the Llama Temple again?
Oh, that was Coconut.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's it. Never mind. We got in there with Feather. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. It'll be interesting if Grape is locked behind either Coconut or Feather, then Feather becomes your logical access into Llama Temple. Which is just a fun fact unless we get a Feather Path. But without a Feather Path, I guess it won't really matter other than just sounding smart in the post-race chat.
Just gonna save that, clip it real quick. Unless it's wrong, then we delete it immediately.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's nice we got our peanuts checked now for Essin, but yeah, now diving is gonna be the next biggest thing that they're aiming for.
Yeah, at least they're going to the right level. They went to Aztec first. I'm not really, unless you have an idea of something else being an Aztec, but Llama Temple's literally the only thing we had hinted in Aztec. So I probably would have gone to Japes because at the very least it gets you a hint door. Although the hint door in this case would just tell him Hive Tunnel's Wath. Wow, DK's Wath, really? So it wouldn't have been that helpful, but without knowing that hint, you'd just be like, Peanut gets me a hint door in Japes, that'd be good to get.
And then on the other side, on Zorulda's side, we still have the Sax way of the board. That's not been used yet, so it could be this.
Yeah, I like this play. I mean, there are a lot of sax usages in Caves. Caves is kind of the big
oh yeah
sax usage, so
oh,
definitely. And there is our Grape Shooter, which is locked by Feather, so put it in the post-race chat. Feather is your logical Llama Temple access. Now, do we need Grape? That is another question, because we don't know if we need Grape yet.
Go, we got another key just right in the shop. The other shopkeepers have done all the work for us in collecting most of these keys.
Yeah, quite a few just simple shops, and Lanky's also just going to be sold somewhere as well. Probably explains why the paths here just are not saying a whole bunch. Although it does look like maybe our Gorilla Gon's going to be a little involved. But outside of that, everything else is kind of falling into place. Although I should not be saying that until at least we have one Key 6 and one Key 7 hint.
Yeah, those are still a complete mystery to us right now. But we are slowly getting rid of possible hints. As is very happy to see that diving potion dancing.
Yeah. A big sigh of relief. You're like, finally, I can move forward.
Ooh, good
or what I do in every race, which is just go, oh my god, how long has my opponent had that? Oh my god. But,
and then we get our tiny
just
simple hint,
forward.
which was our Hunky, I believe?
Yes. So that more or less confirms that it is a hunky chunky usage for Key 8. Which is also interesting. I'm wondering, all right, see if you feel what I'm putting down here. Pound the X?
Ooh.
Are we gonna pound an X here? It would solve our saxophone woes. It would make hunky chunky useful.
Oh, that is scary, but it's definitely possible. Honestly, the scariest thing about that is that there's only one other check for Isles. So the fact that the 2 Isles checks is Vines right at the start at level 1, and then Poundy X, that's kind of disgusting. But it is, I can see it be happening. I feel so bad. see, that's
Yes,
considered
and-
is that considered an outer aisles check?
That is considered an outer aisles check, so that is
Okay.
not blocked by the scouring. Scouring only applies to the main part of main aisles. All right. Jape's Hillside has 1 potion,
Done.
which we have found.
As just found.
Yep. So Essin is now making his way through Castle. Gonna pick up Chunky. Gonna pick up Punch. We have gotten our family at 48 minutes. There is Lanky on a shop
That's our
being
family
sold by
percent.
Cranky. So now we have all of our Kongs. Like, there's still like a lot of question marks though. Like, the seed is not yet solved. Until we have any info on key 6 and 7, we definitely gotta just be looking for any hint door we can find. Granted, we do know one of the keys is on Factory Cranky Lanky. So that's one of those keys, but we still gotta find the other.
And going off of the chat, we are still missing barrels, so that is one of our remaining checks in the other ones.
Yeah, it's one of those things of like, yes, technically barrels has to be somewhere in our first 3 levels. We don't have a reason we need it. Oh, okay.
DK metal and free to see.
Okay, Kate's DK metal is our key 7. That is a massive sigh of relief, because you know where all the keys are at this
huge.
point.
Oh my god.
That's a big pull.
That's huge news. Especially since what all we're missing now is the 2 instruments and then port and gone, which all those could theoretically be soft checked. So that is really good news.
Yeah, that is true. All those can be microed, so at this point, it's really just get as many GBs as possible.
Ooh, okay. So we're looking like we're really good right now with that hint and that donkey metal. Definitely a saver. Whew.
Oh. I would not be surprised if Zorulda right now is just do all the super quick checks, get every easy GB you can get, because once you're at 50, you know that you're going to get all the information that you need to finish the seed. So
Yeah, I think GB rush.
Yep. So I don't think you can get Diddy Metal without RBB here. I might be wrong on that. Maybe you can, but if you're at Igloo at this point and you only have 20, I'd just leave Diddy Metal on the table.
Yeah, it's I think it's possible with some good like kicks, like up to that like ledge or something like that, or the one up to pad number 4, as well as Peanuts getting some balloons. But it doesn't seem like it's not worth it.
You can get if you have Peanuts. Okay. I don't know the 35 threshold by heart as well as I know the 50, but I could believe you could get it. It would just be like very out of the way. At this point, like, you gotta be thinking, I've got almost everything sort of solved for here. There are a lot of hanging key 8 issues, if you want to call them that. That might be a little strong of a word in my mind, but because of the fact that you can micro everything, I would definitely just be like, just do everything that's super fast. Still get hint doors if you want to, if that helps sort of reduce the number of trips to home you need to make. But yeah, just be getting all the fast checks.
You know, we got our Igloo hints, but I don't think we've actually figured out which one it is yet, correct?
Correct. We did not even pick anything up in Igloo.
Because yeah, Zorilla, I did check the tiny Igloo, as well as like a spot on top, which neither of those were anything of interest. And we do have Triangle available, so that would be the only other possible thing we could check if we wanted
just-
to Igloo.
Just DNF before you save that rabbit. There's no world where that's even like worth your time.
Mm-hmm.
Let him be. Keep him strapped to that TNT. But part of it is also like you still have Coconut to 8 and Chunky. So there might be a world where you think like it's not going to be a simple answer as like, oh, it's just the triangle, because then Coconut's not relevant at all.
Yeah.
So I could see a universe where you're like, Coconut probably Well, if coconut gets you guitar, you need barrels. That's interesting. Was that Jape's Forest to 8 and Chunky as well?
I think I saw that, yeah.
Okay, this... Maybe it's not going to be as simple as get your micro hints, because if the Gorillagon pad just tells you there's a battle arena in Isles, then you might be in trouble.
Oh.
Actually, it can't be Checo Legends 2, because that is Gorillagon locked itself.
Oh, you're right, yeah. I like both of them are doing the chimp charge checks, which I really like, because we had that hint for that too.
I'm on the fence about it because of the tiny temple to 8 and Chunky. That sniper scope pickup. Because that does tell you that Chimpy Charge is technically resolved and that it kind of falls onto Hunky Chunky to figure out the key 8 path. I think Zorulda's thinking about that Jape's Forest lobby thing, so I could see that, but I don't know. This Gorillagon path is, I think, maybe going to be a lot more complicated than we give it credit for. And that is Galleon or level 7, oranges to 8 and Chunky. So that basically confirms Grape.
Grape. Uh-huh.
Where is that in my notes? Alright.
Zorulda hopping in the barrel, realizing he's the Chunky Slam.
Yeah, this is getting interesting, because... So, it cannot be Checo Legends 2. Could it be Checo Legends 1? Could we be dealing with Checo Legends 1 for Gorillagon? In Forest?
That'd be pretty dirty, too.
Oh, no. Forest Interior...
Slam hint.
Yeah, Forest Interior Mushroom, unfortunately, is foolish.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, both the... I think we got one for interior and exterior.
Oh. Yeah,
the whole mushroom's dead.
I'm not really figuring out where these guns are kind of lining up to be. You have Grape to 8 and Chunky for some reason. And that at least solves, like, okay, we don't have to worry about sacks that much. I might still like to do Pound the X because there are not a lot of Hunky Chunky checks in the game, so I think it is worth sort of checking them all. But I don't know, this is sort of becoming a slightly disgusting Gorillagon wherever it may be.
Yeah, I'm trying to mention some grape checks, and for me, like one of the biggest grape checks I always think about would be the Owl Tree area.
Yeah, Owl Tree might be a good place to sort of scour about and see what you can find there. Like the only grape thing with Jape's Forest lobbies, I'm trying to figure out what that is going to be, but Grape, without Checo Legends too, because that cannot be Gorillagon, and since this is all pointing to Chunky Phase, like it's all for Gorillagon.
Yeah.
I don't know where else Grape is going to exactly be used. I guess I'm wondering if we need... Where are the remaining Jape's Forest lobby checks we have? Because I don't, unless I'm misremembering, I don't think we've seen a Jape's Forest lobby check get us anything.
No, there are some we're missing. I know, like, we saw the Diddy Aztec, so that got rid of Aztec. We haven't done the trombone one in Japes. That requires barrels and trombone.
Well, yeah, that one would be kind of interesting. So I think the candidates are trombone pad, bongo pad. It can't be Factory Lobby Box because Punch is more or less dead. Free the Seal Way of the Horde. Did Zorulda see that?
Yes, I have that written down, yeah.
Okay, I missed it, okay. So Free the Seal, Way of the Horde. Although, that won't give us a lot of great... Or it'd be hard to infer it because Blast was already pathed to everything that's relevant, so we don't know what that's going to be pathed to.
Caves, okay, that's the key 7 hint right there. For the DK medal.
Zorulda finding both the key 6 and 7 hints in level 7. Fantastic.
Oh, that's a little gross, but yeah, those are some big hints. And now he's gonna do Free to Seal.
Yeah, so it might be telling what we find. I don't know. We have so many items that are definitely still needed. So like this could be, you know, bongo or trombone or port, and that would make a lot of sense. But yeah,
And
still just trying to figure out this. Okay, let me give a summary of what we're dealing with for Gorilla Gun. We have coconut to 8 and chunky. That is not yet resolved. Though that being said, Free the Seal is coconut locked, so this could be related to that. We have something in Cave's Igloo. We did not find anything yet. We have something in Jape's Forest lobbies. We haven't found anything yet. We have oranges to 8 and chunky, which, unless Diddy Lower Cabin also has something, is almost for sure going to be to Grape Shooter. And then we have Hunky, maybe? Hunky's already solved Chunky phase, but it is also Path Key 8. So, like, we have a lot of unanswered questions here.
Yeah, we could see one of those, like, kind of gross double checks, because like we mentioned with the Jape's Forest lobbies, some of the two candidates might be, like, the trombone pad or the bongo pad. Since those are our two Helm Kongs, both of those could just be self-evident, hey, we need those for Key 8, but they could also be blocking Gong, which is also Key 8. So it could be doubly enforced with that.
Yeah, and now I'm thinking of a really disgusting scenario. Let's say Gorilla Gon is on the bongo pad, and you're like, I have no idea where bongo is. Oh, I got an idea. Let me just go to Helm, and I'll get the bongo pad. Oh, wait. How do I cross this lava to go get the bongo pad hint if I don't have... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So we might be in trouble. Free the Seal having monkey port, so that's pretty self-explanatory.
That'll be nice and easy, yeah, but it looks like on the other side we've got our rabbit in peril being saved. I know you're against it, but it's happening.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, like, I'll be eating my words when the rabbit does provide something that just makes everything start making sense here. Ooh, I missed that hint on Zorulda, so I don't know if you saw it.
And not quite.
Anyone in chat? Please help us poor souls out if you saw that hint on Zorulda's side.
Rainbow coin.
Rainbow coin. Uh-oh. Rabbit thinks he can buy our love.
So yeah, I think they checked both of the igloos on the left and right, so that means it's either one of the three instruments, or I believe that monkey port is also considered an igloo, right?
That is true. Kosher dirt might be tempting. That would mean we'd have to go back to our first 3 levels to find barrel throwing. Barrel throwing is seeming more and more relevant.
Well, I guess logically we would need that, but we could do... Oh, no, you're right, no. We do need it. We can do a hunky-less, but not barrel-less, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm wondering, because for Jape's Forest lobbies, you might need barrels for the trombone pad. And if this is all pointing to Igloo, I can't shake kosher dirt, because that does tie in port. That would make the coconut aspect of this make a lot more sense. It would tie in Hunky Chunky. Tie in Cave's Igloo. Don't really know how it ties in Jape's Forest, unless Jape's Forest is our barrel throwing? But that would be a little odd, because factory lot, unless bongo is somewhere in our first 3 levels, I guess that's possible.
Oof. That's oh my god, there's a lot.
Yeah.
But also, as the chat is reminding us, happy 1 hour. We have reached that point. So thank you guys so much. This has been a really fun season so far, and these guys are actually both killing it. So good job on the runners, and thank you again, K-Man, for being here commenting with me today.
Oh, thanks for keeping me in check. I'd just be spiraling off on random cursed cooks without someone to keep me grounded.
I think you're a lot more... Oh, that's our barrels. There it is.
Ooh, what a great poll. I wasn't even thinking that. But... And plus, that was that the hinted Wath item that we missed on Cass? And
I think I saw a checkpoint. So yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, that's an important one to miss. But yeah, that's super exciting. But just get through our thank yous again for the 1 hour mark. We also have some awesome trackers with us. Today we got some Moon Beanie and Lone Grey Wolf. Thank you guys so much. Once more keeping us in track, getting all these graphics all done for us. And then Sky Goro, I believe, was our restreamer today. So thank you so much, Sky. I see you posting in the chat too, getting all of our links down. So thank you all so much. It's definitely not possible without the volunteers that we'll be able to rebroadcast these streamers this way. So thank you, everyone.
Yeah, everyone give them your flowers. Like, they absolutely none of this would be possible without everyone sort of volunteering and helping us put on this production. So
No, we said flowers,
thank you
not
to everyone.
beans. I guess beans works too.
Well, whatever. They're plants, right? It's the same thing.
They're pretty close, yeah. But no, this is big news that. Oh wow, are they? Zorulda might be reading our minds with that barrels check.
Yeah, Zorulda might have might be thinking the same thing you were as Kosha Dirt here.
Yeah, but yeah, the pad was to 8. I didn't think about doing the Japes barrel course. That was really smart of them.
Yeah, I mean, it must be a hint that I think he saw the hint in Galleon, because there was a check mark next to it, and I have nothing for lowlands, so I'm guessing it was a hint that I just ended.
Yeah, I missed that one too. I think that was that Galleon one that we missed.
Yeah.
It was, yeah, okay, Ruby confirmed it, yeah. So thank you.
By the way, I guess while we have a little bit of downtime here, we could talk a little bit about our runners. You know, obviously an hour in is when you introduce the runners and talk a little bit. Obviously we have Essin on our left, whose favorite check is the bean.
The bean.
We call that to being a man of the people, a true bean leaver.
So proud.
And whose favorite level he is gleefully entering through right now is Angry Aztec. I'm always like, look, to each person their own. Aztec, you just need too many guns in my opinion. But, you know, if you like Aztec, that's great for you. Meanwhile, on the right, we have Zorulda, whose favorite check, this is an odd one, is the K-Lumsy Cage Banana with DK. Quote, getting it is so satisfying.
It is, though. That feels so nice.
It's a tight timer to hit, but when you do it and you can skip just like a super long chain for a rank stand sprint, you know, it's a good feeling. And whose favorite level, get this, is Hideout Helm. Now,
wow, okay.
when something is in Helm, that's pretty hype. You always feel smart when you read that something is Helm, because like a billion things lead to Helm. And so being able to suss that out does take a lot of skill.
It does.
You're only in there for like
Helm.
yeah, you're only in there for like 5 minutes. It's hard to say that your favorite level is something you spend so little time in. That's truly one of those we live in a society moments, right?
Yeah, I think for the randomizer, I do feel like that, but I don't know, for the Neo game, when you get like the whole conglomeration, you get all the blueprints together, you have to use all the Kong special abilities to sneak into the helm, and then you gotta use all the Kongs to turn off the machine. I think that's pretty hype in the vanilla game. But yeah, when it comes to randomizer, yeah, like you said, maybe like 5 minutes, so it's kind of sad you're not there for that long.
Yeah.
Oh, trombone.
Ooh.
That was so worth it.
Yeah, I think he was following the KCBs to 8, which wasn't resolved yet. So that is likely the answer for that.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you saw, he actually ran out of ammunition when he was shooting at that balloon. So he actually went out, grabbed more ammo, and then came back in and shot it. So that was such a good read. And that does clear out our caves.
Yep, caves is done for. And we didn't really mention at the time that guitar on the Kosha Dirt, great read on that. I'm pretty sure we got the check mark for that, for the guitar. And then we ended up finding grab as well in Diddy's 5-door igloo. So that could be guitar into grab. The grab might fit into the bongo pad. So that might be what everything's sort of leading to. So we might be just bongo away from sort of unraveling this entire 8 and chunky chain. But that does tie Hunky Chunky is now sort of done and dusted. Coconut is now sort of done and dusted. And I would not be surprised. Owltree is probably a great place to be here because we still have Grape to 8 and Chunky. That is a terrible Wath location. That's got to be just a kick in the gut there for Essin. Yeah, that Peanuts that was locking you in your first 3 levels, yeah, let's hint it at level 7. Level 6.
Ugh. Dang, I was kind of hoping for the, they checked the Mills area, so I was like, okay, yeah, maybe Mills Grab or something that might be able to help. Because there's 2 checks in Forest, and we know one of them's a Slam, so we are technically missing on one other thing.
Yeah.
Oh, was that Whites?
That is a clear vial.
Oh no, that's
now,
a Slam.
That could be the Slam, could be bait, but I would put dollars to donuts, it's probably a Slam. Now, I don't know if we need a Slam yet, or if we're in threat of needing a Slam, because it's either, like, if you need one for caves, which I think at this point we don't really need one for caves. There's not a lot of Slam checks in caves. And then our level 6 is Forest. Forest I'm a little more scared of, but with the Mushroom kind of being like... Well, actually, you know what? Forest I am pretty scared of, because if it's Attic, then... you would need a Slam for that. Now, we do have Guitar and Peanut in charge, so I guess maybe Zorulda's not sweating it that much, but... that would be interesting, unless we find something in the Owltree area. Tiny Temple 2?
Oh!
That could be the answer.
Yeah, we only did 1 there. Oh, is that our
could be
Grape
Vulture
check?
shooting.
Yeah. I think it might be Great Vulture, yeah. Oh, okay. It looks like Zorulda's about to find that out too.
Yeah, we'll see once Zorulda gets that hint if he just beelines to Vulture shooting.
Which, I thought that's what Essen's gonna do, but he's actually gonna check out Galleon first.
Yeah, I mean, Essin has quite a few other things that he still needs to do. Like, he needs to, he's still trying to figure out this whole Coconut and Hunky thing, probably. And then he's got the Wath for Seal Ray, so I'm not surprised he's coming in here. But I think... I don't know, Zorulda hasn't picked up Key 6 yet, but that's just in the shop. And hopefully he's written down that it's just in the shop. But I think that Tiny Temple 2 potions... okay, he's not rushing towards it. Which is fine, you know, he's at, well, he's actually got a ton of blueprints if he wants to dump, so... I guess he's just double-checking, making sure nothing is in Forest. Because, you know, with the 2 points in Forest, you think one of them's a Slam, so it is possible that it's just here in that Tiny Temple for 2 potions is just to help you find Hunky Chunky.
Yeah, and we did have the, this is also an orange check, correct?
This one, no, because it never really will be because of Saxophone. Because you need Sax to get in here anyway, so...
But I guess, like, logically. Because we did have oranges hinted for us, so he could be looking at that.
I don't think oranges is relevant for this check. At least,
okay,
I don't know with LZR. Maybe it's relevant in LZR, but in Loading Zone Randomizer. But because it always requires Sax and you can play Sax in there, it's only ever going to be relevant for Saxophone, because Saxophone can guarantee kill all the enemies in there.
Oh, easily. It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what's going on. Yeah, going back to Aztec, Tiny Temple, we see what we got missing over there. We're leaning on Vulture, but I guess we'll double check to be sure.
Yeah. So I think the end game is sort of ahead of us here. I expect this is going to be our bongos inside of Tiny Temple, and then our bongo pad is going to be our Gorillagon. Or Isle's bongo pad is going to be Gorillagon. So we're hoping for a yellow potion here.
Yeah, that's always gonna check. Hey, another pearl!
Okay, pearl number 3. Of course,
that was a good punch by Essin to dive underwater pretty quick. I like that.
Yeah, it's allowed when you have diving. Don't do it if you don't have diving. But if you have diving, then it's a quick way to get underwater. You can do it with Chunky's Punch. You can also do it throwing oranges. I'll do that with Lanky. I'll just throw a couple oranges sliding off, and then you kind of do the same thing.
It's the battle arena.
Could be the battle arena.
Right.
I have we checked everything else? I don't know if either of them have checked the tiny claptrap room technically, but
That would be the only other thing, yeah.
I mean, regardless, I think Zorulda's gonna find out whatever the second potion is. But if it's the battle arena here, that does sort of tie everything up nicely.
Let's see. Yep.
Is that yellow? Oh, yes, it is yellow. Okay. All right. I think things are. I think Zorulda's pretty relieved. Now, the worst case scenario for Zorulda, which I think we know that it can't be that, but if it was Strong Kong, that would have been like a big sweat on the brow. But it is indeed Bongo, and I think he's sort of figured out what the end game here is. As long as he just ends up going to factory.
So
Which
yeah,
he
it's great
is.
fun because factory is level 1, and that's where we're fairly certain that we're gonna be able to. Oh, what's happening here?
Zorulda, you don't need more GBs.
All right, maybe you just want that real quick.
You have 14
but yeah, so
blueprints.
we think this is our gone, and the last key is in a factory shop purchased by Lanky, so he's right there already. There it is.
Yeah, that. Well, it could be pineapple technically.
Surprise pineapple.
Surprise, but no, it is Gorilla Con. Now, Zorulda, go into the left. No! Don't get ultra tweeted! You're gonna get ultra tweeted! No, Zorulda, you gotta buy the key!
I'm double checking to make sure. No, yeah, he didn't buy it.
He hasn't bought the key yet. He's gonna get ultra tweeted! No!
Ooh.
I think Zorulda knows where key 6 is. This happens to everyone. It's like
Oh, yeah, there was a hint, and it was in our level 1 shop, so it was very visible there.
I'm guessing he just has forgotten he has not bought key 6 yet. So I'm sure he'll go there. The mouth will be closed, and he's like, oh, because that always happens when you get. It always happens when you get at the end of like this long chain of solves, and you're like, oh my god, I figured it out! I figured it out! And then. You just excitedly are like, all right, gotta go home, and then you forget like the one chore you've just been putting off forever. Like, happens every time.
Essin's gonna be pretty happy to see this barrel throwing. Well, actually, I'm not sure happy is the right word, but he's gonna see this barrel throwing, and then hopefully we can put some more together for him to continue through his path that they got going there with the egg loop.
Yeah, I think you'll see the barrel throwing, and there might be a question of like, is it used for OSHA dirt, or is it going to be used for trombone pad? Or you might just use it here. I mean, Essin is sitting. Essin's also got a lot of blueprints. Okay, yeah, Zorulda dumped the blueprints, and at some point there was like, oh, I gotta buy key 6.
Yeah.
So he's on his way to the shop. Yeah, I guess Essin is like barrel throwing. We need that.
Alright, climbing up now, knows exactly where it is.
Ends up going to Aztec.
Or doesn't quite know where it is, but had a 50-50 shot.
Yeah. And that is key 6 on Zorulda's side. That should be go mode. Unless we get Unless we get 2%ed. Which is possible.
Oh, Lanky.
Could be a sprint minigame in Helm, but we haven't had any other key 8 hints, so I would expect that we're probably good to go here.
Yes, yeah, we're okay with Chunky, but yeah, I guess Lanky is the only thing that might be a little scary.
Oh.
So yeah, but if I'm Essin right now, I really want that to be at 2%.
Yeah. Sorry, maybe I should explain myself. For people who don't know what an Alta tweet is, there are a collection of tweets Alta has made about like mistakes that you make in the randomizer. One is slamming a switch for which you don't have the appropriate slam strength for. So if you slam a blue switch with a green slam and you're like, that's what it takes for you to realize you don't have the slam, that is an Alta tweet. Another one is showing up to the Helm mouth and the mouth is still closed, and you realize you don't have both keys 6 and 7. So note that down. Extra memes
I
to
believe
use
there's
later.
one as well for the banana port pads. If you try to duck, but you don't have access to the other one.
Oh yeah, that's another one. So I
like
believe
what
this
Essen's
is.
doing.
I believe this is DK's room, so I don't think DK. Well, I guess you could technically get 2% by diving or vines minigame, but we have both. It's Lanky's I'm more worried about because that sprint minigame could just kind of send you on a wild goose chase.
Oh, that beaver. The beaver bother. All right.
Essin, meanwhile, is going to find Bongo and pick that up. And he might... You know, he might be decently off here if he decides to just sort of skip Gorilla Grab. Because then you don't have to figure out
Yeah,
guitar into Gorilla Grab.
which would be pretty nice for him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we got a nice skip as well for the instrument for Zorulda as they approach the Linky. And we got our moment of truth coming on over here.
Yeah, it's 2 frames. Like, you have 2 frames to get the input in, but if you play your instrument at just the right moment, you can interrupt the helm, like, turning off the thing sequence with an instrument cutscene, which is a lot shorter. So hitting those is kind of nice. Each one might save you, like, somewhere in the ballpark of, I guess, 8 to 10 seconds.
Especially the second one. The second one's the big one.
Yeah, the second one's a lot bigger because it has the long extra cutscene of like, hey, helm's shut down. Hey, this door's opening.
It looks like it's just a barrel bandit minigame. We got the casino. It would not be a randomizer C without some casino in there.
Of hitting the slots.
Looks like
But
he's
it
very
is not
happy.
a 2%, so yeah, not a 2%. That's a big relief. Zorulda is officially in go mode. Pick up the key 8, and we just have a Chunky and DK phase.
Yeah, see, he's skipping the lever. That's really nice.
Yep.
Oh, don't fall.
As in realizing, maybe I don't have to worry about this nightmare if I just skip grab. And indeed, that will be Gorilla Gone. So technically, I think Essin is just trombone away from go mode.
Trombone
And key
6,
7.
yeah.
And yeah, key 6, but he's going in there now just to go pick up the key.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, 7, I'm pretty sure we got hinted as well. That's just a cave CB.
Yeah, so I mean, like, if you're gonna go pick up trombone, you're also gonna go probably find key 7 at the same time. So not like it's not too much of a difference between these two. I mean, that's one of the nice things about DK randomizer is that even if you kind of have like these early game mistakes, it's very easy to come back because while you're sort of not getting checks, you are also like picking up GBs and you need those GBs. So even though like Essin for the longest time didn't have Peanut, which was like really critical,
Yeah.
at the end here, it doesn't come down to like a whole big difference. It's really just cave CBs and then he's good to go.
Yeah, that kind of like random cave CB, I think that was super helpful. Granted, he would have known eventually, like getting the hints from, I think Galleon is the one that had it, but still, just getting that in the moments while you're already in caves, I think that helped out a lot.
Oh, you didn't pick up port yet.
Oh, it's in Galleon, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was Wath hinted, so that's a little unfortunate. Meanwhile, Zorulda doing camera tricks. I don't know if that's like to reduce lag on the N64. I think it's irrelevant on projects on Project 64, but I guess still showing his old speedrunner roots there. I don't even know if that's true, if that reduces lag. You might just He's shaking his head. No. Okay. He can hear me. He's answering my questions, I guess.
Especially when he's invisible, I'm not sure. Like, you might have a case in there when he's, like, actively there, but especially when he's just a shadow on the ground, I'm not so sure about that.
Yeah. But just one DK phase away from hitting his GG here. It looks like Essin, realizing he didn't pick up his monkey port, gonna go ahead and pick it up.
Man, this is a really good score by these guys. I think this is, what, sub 125, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be sub 85 for Zorulda here. So definitely like good race. Like Zorulda is a fast dude. He there's a reason that you know, he's made it all the way to winners finals here. He is definitely like a very fast donker. And
and that's both these guys. I mean, my PB is still on like the upper end. So the fact that these two are just cranking out like what 125s like it's no one's business, I'm like, whew, they know what's up.
Yeah, but Zorulda getting the GG with the time of what, like 124.05.
GG.
Congratulations. He is the winner's final. Now that doesn't mean the tournament's over. It just means he gets to sit and wait for whoever comes out on top of the losers bracket to come face him again. It could be Essin.
Honestly, it could be Essin, yeah.
Yeah. It could be I had the page up earlier for the tournament bracket. I'll have to go find that again. It was in the pinned comments here. Here. The Expresso Tournament. So yeah, Essin's gonna be dropping down to the losers, where he's going to we have a little bit to wait here. There's a couple matches still need to happen. So Chip and Reeve and someone need to face off in losers round 2 to face off against Samira Be Lovely in losers round 3, and the winner of that will face Essin in losers round 4 for the chance to face Zorulda again in the Expresso Tournament finals.
God, these guys did absolutely fantastic, and I believe we have our Victor with us right here. Hey, you here with us, Ruda? If you're speaking, can't quite. Oh, there you are. Hello, hello.
Paging Dr. Zorulda. Think we can hear you and you can't hear us.
Here's some
mouse
there
clicking.
we go.
I can hear you guys
Hey.
There we are.
now. All right.
GG's, congrats on the win.
GG. Woo.
Thanks, guys. I was really just picking up what that seed was putting down.
Yeah.
Dude,
At
I don't
first-
know. I just
First we
like
thought it was gonna be simple, and then like that Gorilla Gon just threw us for a loop.
yeah, I had a feeling once I got the Japes through Forest lobby hint, I was like, all right, so we're gonna get bongos first then, and we know that trombone is gonna be on Diddy's medal because why the hell wouldn't it be? Because Cape CB's to 8. And then like I immediately went to do the barrel throwing and guitar thing. I was like, yeah, this is just like the clear next check, plus I can get trombone. So getting both Gorilla Grab and trombone right there, I was like, okay, I have this seed solved at this point. Like I know what's going on.
Yeah.
I was like, just make sure you don't forget about key 6. Guess who forgot about key 6?
I was screaming in the mic. I was like, "No, don't get Ulta tweeted, no!"
It's
But you-
literally why I routed it that way. That's why I wanted to get Gorilla Gone and then go straight into factory to get key 6 and then leave. And like that routing probably would have put me at like a 123, 122.
Mhm.
But you know, you can't have it all. I otherwise didn't feel like I really got bamboozled by anything in particular. Um, I feel like let me think.
I mean, the early part of the seed, you only get like shops to key 2, shops to key 4, shops to key 5, Lanky's in a shop, Chunky's in a shop, and it's like, okay, that's fantastic.
I'm like, yeah, no. I mean, like the first few like hints were very unhelpful for the most part. Once I saw llama to
Yeah.
4-8 chunky, I was like, okay, well, I'm not getting key 4 right now, but maybe we'll get something. And then I saw Aztec Dirt Oasis, Way of the Horde. I'm like, and I had just gotten Mini Monkey. I'm like, all right, I see exactly what's going on here. There's some monkeyness in foot.
Yeah.
There were some
Um,
parts where he scared us a little bit, like the how you mentioned the caves, specifically the Diddy medal when you were trying to shoot the balloon and you ran out of ammo, and then you just left. Yeah. I was like, oh.
I was so upset. I was like, man, where are the rest of these CBs? I'm like, I'll just come back for them later. I have to come back to Igloo anyways. Chances are I'll end up getting guitar, and then I'll kick myself for looking around for like 20 minutes for ammo and shit. No, it was totally chill. And then like what was it? Once I got bongos, I was like, bro, I can't believe this is actually working. Once I had gotten DK and Jape's Tiny Beehive, I felt a lot better. Because I knew that I also was immediately going to get something in Jape's boss. I had no doubt in my mind at that point that something was going to be on Tiny 5-door cabin. I second checked it, which is fine. Like I went what was it, Owl Tree, and then saw the hint for 2 potions in Tiny, and I was like, it's on the Vulture
Yeah.
or the Crown.
Well, I guess
But-
you had to see it unlock, because the moment I saw Sax with Wath, I was like, I don't know, are we dealing with Pound the X? Pound the X, maybe? Because we had a lot of stuff to 8 and Chunky that just did not combine together, and like it ultimately came out in the end, but man, we were cooking a lot of different ideas.
I mean, so Chimpy Charge was to 8 and Chunky because it got you Hunky.
Right.
Once you got Hunky and you knew that was to 8 and Chunky, you knew that was going to be on the Gorilla God path. And there's only so many Hunky checks to make. You also know that like barrel throwing ends up being on the path to 8 and Chunky as well. So
Oh, was that so I don't think either of us caught the hint. That was that the one behind the Galleon cactus?
I think that was the lowland one. Oh, okay.
I
think those
I-
were the lowland ones too.
I read the hints faster than I've ever read in my entire life. I have
Speed
such
reader.
severe dyslexia. So,
Well,
that
yeah,
worked
you would have
out.
fooled us because I don't know. We were in the middle of some cursed idea or something, and then like after you left Galleon, you're just we sort of realized at that point, oh, we're probably gonna need barrel throwing, and you just beelined where it was, and we're like, wow, like
was very
Zorulda
impressive,
has
yeah.
like a great read on this seed.
I was like, I felt it in my bones. It also helps having like the point totals in each level. It really kind of pushes you away sometimes. Like once I had gotten I literally got everything in Japes, I got everything in Caves, and I got everything in Isles. So like I want to say I was in Caves and I was like, oh, maybe I should do a little bit more, but I had already gotten Trombone and I was like, oh wait, no, we're completely done here. Once I just did like a little bit of like logic mapping kind of in my mind, I was like, okay, so given what we have, what is the most likely place that barrels is?
Yeah. Yeah, one of the big difference makers between you and Essin was picking up Peanut. Actually, was sort of.
I had a
big-
really strong feeling that Essen did not pick up Peanut. I was
Yeah.
like, why would anybody do this but me? Why would anyone but me do this? And
Climbing
like,
I don't think climbing production's that bad when you have a hint door up there.
yeah, I mean, like, yeah, you get the hint. It's like, and I was like, in a race setting though, I couldn't skip it, dude. I couldn't. I was too scared.
Yeah, and then just having the peanut lead into diving, and then
Yeah, immediately going to diving.
and of course, you know, the peanut waft being expertly placed in level 6 is obviously the treat on top of that.
Yeah, that's one of the things that pisses me off the most. At getting the key hints early just made me think to myself, okay, we are full clearing everything until we get better hints. That's at least how I operate.
I think I was in Essen's mind too, especially since he didn't have diving. He went straight to 5, and so he was racking up hints a little bit quicker. So we're like, okay, maybe he's got a little bit of an edge there, but he still managed to take it out.
Yeah. Essen, all right. Essen just popped out, decided he was done.
Yeah, I don't blame him. That one was at that point it's just sort of like guess the metal that you need, and yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I had cleared all the other medals, and so that's why I knew it had to be Diddy metal, and I wasn't looking at a boss. And even if I was, like, I had hunky and barrels by that point. It's like it's fine. But yeah, I had a great time. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and we are joined by Essin. GG's Essin. What a
Good game, good game.
sort of
Yeah,
what a
GG.
sort of end. To
I
this
guess
marathon.
I guess you mega skipped the 8 and chunky paths as well.
Actually-
No, I followed the 8 and chunky path all the way to the end.
You did.
Yeah, he ended up finding like it's very you could have skipped grab and you were able to do that. But grab like it was guitar on the Kosha dirt for grab in Diddy's 5-door igloo.
Oh.
Which is the only way like all these threads like tie together for 8 and chunky. It was definitely a mess.
Yeah, I knew Kosha Dirt was involved in some way since.
And it's like you couldn't be completely certain because port was just way of the horde.
Yeah.
There was no way of really knowing other than just like kind of scoping out your hunky checks otherwise. If it wasn't there, it was going to be in the outer aisles, and there was definitely a cook there as well. There was a few different permutations I thought about.
Yeah. So Austin, give us your thoughts about the seed. Like how are you feeling going through it?
I don't know. Well, first of all, I went like over an hour before I found barrels. So I was just having barrels in the back of my mind for like so long.
Yeah, none of us knew. Even in like the chat too, we're just like we're at level like 6 now. Where the heck is barrels? What's it doing to us? Do we even need barrels?
To be fair, for a while you don't even know you need barrels, and I'm someone of the opinion of like if you don't need barrels, like just push through and get your later level hints. But luckily they were wath hinted. I mean, you both were kind of relatively late, but that's because you didn't know you needed barrels till late into the seed.
Yeah,
Well,
and it
well,
really helped to get the low
I-
land hint.
Yeah, that bailed me out as well with barrels, because I guessed Kosha Dirt was gonna be a thing for a while since I did igloo early and I didn't find anything, so it's like yeah, and then charge to 8 was hunky, and then it was
Yeah, so the peanuts was really the big difference maker, I think. Was Zorulda got peanuts on his first trip in the factory, and you ended up deferring.
upper production because Splat bites me again. It's not the first time, and probably not the last.
It's okay. I only checked him because I've gotten bodied on him before, multiple.
I mean, I did a seed before to warm up for this, which had him Way of the Horde. The last seed I did had him Way of the Horde, and I still skipped him. Oh well.
He's sort of
gonna get us 1 hour if he remembers that upper production pipe Kasplat.
I'm gonna add it
Yeah,
to my
but
list of checks I actually go out of my way to do.
It's just a little unfortunate how much Peanuts did for you that kind of went unhinted. Like Peanuts into diving, and then diving helps get you hunky. Like it DK6 the randomizer has a funny way where like early game mistakes can be made up for, but it can be really difficult in situations where it's a long chain that just ends up going like very unhinted. And then if you get like, oh, key 2 is not actually required by Peanut, so I can go longer without Peanut. And then like the longer that goes, just the worse it can be to try to catch up from it. So it's just really unfortunate how much Peanut ended up sort of getting you into the mid game.
Yeah. But oh well. I have additions to my list of checks that I should actually not skip.
Yeah. Do what I do, which is just keep a sticky note with big bold letters that tell you which checks to never skip.
Yeah, that's what I have. I've had upper production splat on it for a while. Then I removed it because I did so many seeds and it wasn't relevant at all. Because it wasn't really worth climbing for that one check. When I did factory.
You did a nice check on the side though there, and then that's also when you probably realized, like, oh yes, I see that red potion. I gotta head over there.
Yeah, and it's like you can always do some of the out of logic checks for early GBs, which is like what I did, and just to kind of try to hit some of the later, like basically fighting the seed on hinted checks. That's like the point of the illogical checks, at least I think so. So that's like why I still cleared production, is because I still had a bunch of stuff I wanted to kind of scope out and get information about. So like, even though there's one like quote unquote viable check in prod, there were a bunch of informative checks that would tell you a good amount of information about the rest of the seed.
Yeah, I know, it's always nice to scope them out, but I knew going into this race against you, like, I have to try and skip things, because if I do check everything, I'm not beating you ever.
No, bro, I don't skip anything.
But
I don't skip anything. Like in the
Oh, so
first
you're
3 levels, I
also
do
a full
absolutely
clear.
everything I possibly can, except for the boss, because I'm not a dirty boss checker.
Yeah.
Well, you've got, all right, write that on the sticky note. If you meet Zorulda again for the grand finals, check every boss. Find
Yes,
something
I-
on a boss.
Well, imagine if it was you against me when I played Chimp last round.
Every single race I have lost so far has been because of a boss.
I should have played you instead of Chimp last bracket race. We had 3 hard required bosses that.
Oh,
that's it.
Jesus Christ. Oh, is that what the joke was about?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh
we
my
had
god.
One Wath and 2 CB's hints, and all 3 were bosses.
Oh my
And a fourth
god,
that was
I
bait.
have to go back and see that.
Yeah, and we had a fourth boss as well, which were bongos that gave us Grape in Helm. That was bait. But like 4 bosses with stuff. 3 potions and a Kong.
I think I had an early Diddy on a boss that was unhinted for the longest time, and I just like immediately got him because there were no other hints to freeing Kongs. I think that was in my last race. But I gotta go watch that race, Essin. That sounds freaking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, in terms of the tournament here, so Zorulda, you got a long break because you get to sort of watch the rest of the losers bracket play out. Essin, you've got a bit of a break yourself as well because we have to wait for the results of Chip and Reeve and someone who then go to losers round 3 to face off against Samira B. Lovely. And then the winner of that gets to face you, Essin. And the winner of that one gets to face Zorulda. We'll see if it's another rematch here, or what ends up shaking out.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Because I mean, this Expresso bracket, there's a lot of good racers in here, and many racers that have like gotten a lot better during the scrub season. So I'm actually scared.
Yo, shoutouts to Samira.
Yeah.
Big
True.
shoutouts to Samira. An absolute beast. Literally finished within a quarter of a second of me in our first race. Like, insane amounts of improvement during this tournament. Like, I'm so excited by all of these, like, really excellent randomizer runners and just picking their brains about how they sort through logic. Really excellent stuff.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
A lot of amazing people have like kind of started coming out from the scrub stuff, and I am excited that like this is gonna be a fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. GG's to our runners. Let's give a big shout out to them for giving us one hell of a show. We got Essin and Zorulda. Thank you guys so much for putting a show on us. We greatly appreciate you. Let's give a shout out to our trackers who really helped us stay in the seed and know what's going on. Moonbeanie and Lone Grey Wolf, thank you guys so very much. Commentators, thank you so much for yapping. We appreciate you, K-Man and Chromos. You guys did amazing. And a big shout out to, I guess, myself for sitting and watching the seed go.
Love that, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much for our volunteers. If you do want to consider volunteering and you want to give your time, do check out our volunteer sheet. You can sign up to be a commentator, or you can sign up to be a tracker. Tracker is basically just, hey, I want to track, and it's like, okay. And then we put a sticker right on your shirt that says tracker. And then with commentary, you need to do a commentary page type of deal. And it's coming in. But yeah, if you want to come click things, if you want to give your perspective, greatly appreciate it. We do have 2 matches coming up right after this one. We have a 3 p.m. match. And then followed directly after that, a 6 p.m. match. Both will be restreamed. So don't say that we don't spoil you guys. Okay? Yeah, EST, time zones. But you can check the schedule if you want to see the adjusted times. Yeah. So an hour and 15 minutes. And then whenever that one ends, directly after that one. So, yeah. Hope you guys enjoy. We will see you guys later. And this is Skygoro and everybody signing off. Take care, everybody.
See you guys. Morning.
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 Morning.